I just got back from Egypt. Normally I travel solo, but I was lucky enough to go this time with my dad. He's turning on 60 now. It's very, very rare that I've never really gone traveling with him. And you never know the last time you're going to get to go traveling. So I made him come, and I went to downtown Cairo, which I know people will know Sharm el-Sheikh, that sort of place, pretty touristy. But downtown Cairo is a little bit different. Sadly, on the YouTube platform or in social media in general, it's seen as sort of the scam capital of the world. That's not the case anymore. I think the government's had a real lockdown, and actually everyone's very friendly there. No real scams. It was a great time. So yeah, just got back from Egypt last week. Before that, last month, I was in Jamaica. That was wild. Again, Jamaica's known to be a fairly touristy place in the resorts, but as soon as you get off the resorts, it goes pretty mental. The Jamaicans don't really like the camera. They're very friendly people. But when the camera comes on, it can be a little bit challenging. So I'm excited to release that content. And then before that, I was in Pakistan. I was in Pakistan for 2.5 weeks. It's potentially the best content I have ever filmed and the most hospitable country in the world. I know Pakistan has quite a negative perception in Western media. I mean, I ask some of my friends, when they think of Pakistan, what do they think of? And problematically, it's completely associated with terrorism. Dude, that is messed up. I went there, everything was free, accommodation was free, food was free, taxis were free. Friendliest people in the world, you know?
The mountains look incredible as well. I've heard that. I know that for sure.
Yeah, man. I think, they got the Himalayas, right? And there's like the Khyber Pass that goes up into the mountains. I didn't actually make it there, but I made it very close to a place called Abbottabad, which is also where Osama bin Laden lived for his final 10 years.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. I did briefly go up in the mountains, but I can get into that. A little bit later. But I had a military escort and everything. It was crazy.
No way. And then where were you before Pakistan?
Before Pakistan, I was in India for a few weeks. So I was staying with my friend in Mumbai in India. Yeah, we were staying in one room with his family of 6, and I slept on the windowsill for about 3 weeks. But hey, I saved on accommodation, and I felt like I really immersed myself with their culture. You know, it was awesome. So I filmed about 20 videos there, which was great. And that was my first proper content trip, because before that I was in Cameroon, and that was sort of the impetus. That's the main reason I got into YouTube. I went there with Harry Jaggard and Kieran Brown, who are big time YouTubers. And that was like, gotta go, I've got to do it. And I went all in with India, then Pakistan, Jamaica, and Egypt.
When you decide to go on these trips, where do you go? Like, what makes you choose somewhere a little bit out there compared to, the touristy places?
So the first and foremost for me is I've got to be interested in the place, right? There's no point in me going to Norway, even if it's got great culture, if I'm not interested in their culture. So generally, my opinions are always changing on countries, and you'll see news articles and that sort of thing, and that naturally sparks your interest. So when I'm interested in a place, I'll go. That's the best time to, because you'll see it on the camera. If I'm talking about a culture, traditions, and some history, if I'm not interested in it, I'm going to be lackluster. I'm going to be dull, So I really wanted to go to Pakistan at that time, so I booked that flight. And I went. But secondly, I like to go places where the culture is different from the West, different from the US, different from Europe. Because naturally, as a European, that's going to be something that interests me.
Yeah, so when you say different how?
So in Europe, everyone, particularly in the UK, everyone's quite reserved, pretty chill. We drive very strictly down the roads, stop at our red lights, and it's all very perfect, right? I mean, take it to the extreme, go to Switzerland, right? It's the most perfect country in the world. But I'm not going to be very stimulated going there. If I walk around with a camera there, I'm probably not going to get much action, and I'm not going to feel alive, But if I go to South America, if I go to Central America, if I go to South Asia, those places have so much vibrancy, such friendly people with almost, it feels less restrictions on communication. Partially maybe because I'm a tourist, so they actually want to talk to me. But also people just seem way more animated and free in their lives. Maybe they're not so tied down by their jobs. I'm not too sure. But there's some in there that keeps me coming back It makes me feel very much alive.
When it comes to going to these amazing places that are kind of off the track where people would usually go, does that contribute to how well your content performs, would you say? You said you wouldn't really go to Norway because it's a little bit maybe dull, or like maybe not as exciting as somewhere like a Mumbai or Pakistan. So how do you, like, does that affect how you create content? Does it actually affect the results of the content?
So I haven't fully seen the results yet because I'm still a fairly new YouTuber. I've been at it for about 4 months now. In my head, it totally affects the results, right? I've been ingesting YouTube for like, 10 years. I am like the generation of YouTube, you know? And so the YouTube that I watch are the countries that are most stimulating for the travel content. So yeah, in my head, the more stimulating, the more action, naturally, the more views. That doesn't necessarily align with clickbait. You can have loads of action and no clickbait. But in my head, if I'm going to a country that's potentially less awe-inspiring, less dramatic for a Western audience, I'm probably going to have to clickbait more, because the most exciting interaction I have is a talk with grandma down the street, you know? I'm not interested so much. I'm sure grandma has some amazing stories, but there's a lot more I want to capture, you know? So it definitely does impact how I go about choosing my places to travel, for sure. And I think that will change as I learn the content creation space more. But for now, I'm definitely going to places where I'm fairly certain I'm going to have that stimulation. I'm going to find the content. Yeah.
If you like this one, watch the full podcast up here. Go.